is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police splatter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
From the Heart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. When the Clinton City Council meets next week, an agreement for 2 years of support for flock security cameras in Clinton will be up for approval. Tony Harris is the Clinton City Administrator and indicates that this is an effort he has joined with the Clinton Police Department to provide security at Kiwanis Park.
Yes, like you said, it started with the Kiwanis Park. I was tasked with the duty of finding a camera for security out there. So, I looked at different avenues, talked to a couple different camera companies, and it was pretty expensive because we don't have the infrastructure out there for cameras. We'd have to run power out there, and where the cameras would be, we'd have to have like a computer for storage, things like that, which wasn't ideal. So when I was looking into that, I was contacted by the police department, like, hey, can we maybe partner with your project, because we're looking at cameras and license plate readers, those type of things. So then I agreed, and it made sense. I mean, all I need at the park is one camera that has 360 view, and it's a very sophisticated camera that can actually follow a person through the park, if it's after hours, just to see what they're doing. I partner with them, and then it morphed into where it is now with, I think it's 5 cameras throughout the city with license plate readers.
Harris calls this system good for Clinton because it helps with crime solving and data entry to better solve crimes in Clinton in the future.
It's good for security for the city of Clinton, one being just visual aid, like for crime. It's not like we're going to be going out there and, very likely, we won't just be logging into the system and like, okay, who's passing through, who's leaving. It's only going to be used for if there's a crime. If there's an armed robbery or something like that, then, we've got possibly might have some eyes on the vehicle and hopefully a license plate where we can solve that crime. And the system is sophisticated. Like we have a major crime, like I mentioned, the armed robbery, and we witness it. It's a Chevy Impala with a broken taillight. The system is so smart. We can put that data in it, and it will find every Chevy Impala with a broken taillight that went through the camera. I believe there is, and just that intelligent data where we can feed that in, and then it's going to feed it right back out to us.
Yeah. Well, he didn't know exactly where they are located in Clinton. Harris indicated the flock cameras are on the community's main arteries.
Now it will notify us, like if there's a dangerous felon that their plate's been tagged or something like that. It will notify us. Doesn't mean that we're going to go make an arrest, but we will get notified that this person, that the police have tagged the vehicle for whatever. And if it's a warrant, maybe, they would go make the arrest. I don't know all the details on that, but no, we are not going to be just following the citizens of Clinton and those type of things. It's a piece of security. If there is a crime that's been committed, that it would be a tool that we would look at to possibly solve that crime. I would, but I don't really know off the top of my head. I don't have that in front of me. It's some of the major entrances throughout the city.
Many may wonder about security cameras on the square. Harris is taking a wait-and-see approach to see if the current cameras are effective. Additionally, the flock cameras come at a pretty high price tag.
We do have security on the square. It's not detailed security like what we have or what we're proposing now at the park. But what my thought is, and that was brought up several times, let's get this in place. We'll see how it works. Then if we expand, and then the square would be a place that I would definitely want to expand it. Now, it comes at a cost. It's like roughly $3,000 for the one piece, another $500 for the license plate reader. So $3,000 or $3,500 a year, which I say it comes at a cost, but to secure the city like that, it's, I think it's well worth it.
According to Harris, there are agreements in place under which the city must use the cameras within reason. He indicates that those agreements are in place to prevent government overreach in its use, a concern raised by several citizens during this process. Producers everywhere are constantly thinking about the future of their farm and who will continue their operation. Terry Casey, director of the University of Illinois Extension in Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties, explains that they will host a free webinar tomorrow at noon. This entry in the Succession Planning series explores innovative pathways to advance the next stage of succession planning.
Pretty interesting set of programs about succession planning. When we know that we've got a generation of folks who are starting to transition out of their businesses, and they're looking to plan for how they're going to turn those businesses over or do something different with them. So we had a whole webinar series devoted to this. And actually on March 24th from noon until 1 p.m., again, it's a webinar and it's free. It's going to be all about those types of topics. This one's going to be about discovering innovative pathways that advance the next stage of succession planning. So traditional succession planning is something that we should always be planning for, even before retirement, because we never know, life can happen. Mm-hmm. So I think it's really important for businesses to be looking at, what kind of models can they do? Do they have somebody maybe within their own office who's interested in taking the business, a family member who's interested in it? But you may have to go innovative. Maybe you don't have a family member interested in it, or you don't have somebody currently in your employ that would want to do that. So this webinar will look at some of those other ways that you can plan for survival of your business if you're not there. And again, that webinar is free. It is March 24th from noon to 1.
Still to come in this series are Succession Through Shared Ownership on April 7th, as well as 2 more sessions in April and May. Casey indicates that they are diving into topics people want to hear about, which aligns with the need that inspired the series.
Yeah, we already had the first one on March 10th, which was about American business emerging trends, risks, and opportunities. Mm-hmm. Then we had this one about innovative planning. And then on April 7th in the series, there's going to be Succession Through Shared Ownership, exploring ESOPs and employee-led transitions. I don't know what an ESOP is, so I think that would be an excellent opportunity to learn about them at the workshop on April 7th.
To learn more about the Succession Planning webinar series and other succession planning resources from the Extension, visit extension.illinois.edu/LMS. Get news anytime from your computer or your mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com. That's DeWitt County's #1 source for news, sports, police blotter, obituaries, and more. Best of all, it's all free, all the time, right at your fingertips, whenever you need it at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Here's Matt Hart, owner of the Hart Media Group in Clinton.
It's been great. You and Ben and the entire team are doing a great job. And we're just continuing on serving the local community, right? This is what this is all about. We're here to serve our local community. We're here to tell the local stories. We're here to cover the news. So nothing in that regard is changing. Our goal is connecting people. And that's our tagline at Hart Media Group. It's connecting people.
Hart purchased the Miller Media Group in August of 2025 and looks forward to serving the community for years to come.
Are you looking for a new doctor? Someone who makes you feel heard? At Memorial Care, our primary care physicians and advanced practice providers do more than checkups. They also check in, listening to your needs, discussing your health trends, and advocating for you, especially when you notice a change. They're people you can trust from a trusted healthcare leader. Memorial Care. Real care. Real connections. Learn more at memorial.health/primary care.
Health isn't just something you think about when you're sick. At the SIU Center for Family Medicine in Lincoln, our doctors care for you through every stage of life. Annual checkups help you stay ahead of problems, keep your family healthy, and build a relationship with a doctor who knows you. Make preventative care part of your routine. Book your annual appointment online today by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. SIU Medicine in Lincoln. Forward for you.
ServPro Team McGuire is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of severe weather coverage across all WHOW platforms, AM, FM, and streaming online, as well as on WEZC, your easy choice for soft hits at 95.9 FM. Whether it's wind, rain, or even snow, you'll stay informed with severe weather updates around the clock. When severe weather strikes, we break in anytime to bring you the critical information you need to keep your family safe. Brought to you exclusively by ServPro Team McGuire, your local fire, storm, and water restoration experts.
From the Hart Media Group Sports Desk, IL Sports Wire, and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local sports report. The Illinois Fighting Illini fell in its series finale to Rutgers 8-3 on Sunday afternoon at Illinois Field. After taking the first two games in the series, Illinois held a 3-0 lead in Game 3 before the Scarlet Knights scored the final 8 runs of the afternoon. The Orange and Blue now sit at 12-10 overall and 4-5 in Big Ten play. Colin Jennings collected a multi-hit day at the plate, going 2 for 4 with an RBI double. Michael Farina and Jack Zebig accounted for the Illini's other 2 RBIs. On the mound, Aiden Flynn registered the longest start of his career, throwing 5 shutout innings with only 2 hits allowed. Ty Pence led Illinois State with 23 points, and Johnny Kinziger hit a game-winning three-pointer with 1.7 seconds left as the Redbirds knocked off Wake Forest 78-75 on Sunday in the NIT. Kinziger at the top of the key worked around a screen by Chase Walker and a 3 from the left wing to cap the scoring. Illinois State improves to 22-12 and plays at Dayton in the quarterfinals. Pence shot 8 of 11 from the field, including 3 for 4 from three-point range, and went 4 for 4 from the free throw line for the Redbirds. Kinziger finished with 19 points and 5 assists. Walker shot 5 of 11 from the field and 5 of 5 from the free throw line to finish with 15 points. Trayvon Spillers led the way for the Demon Deacons, who finished the season 18-17 with 24 points and 8 rebounds. Duke Harris added 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists for Wake Forest. Omaha Billu finished with 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Walker scored 8 points in the first half for Illinois State, who went into halftime tied 32-32 with Wake Forest. Pence led Illinois State with 17 points during the second half. Philip Forsberg scored his second goal of the game at 1 minute and 5 seconds of overtime to lift the Nashville Predators to a 3-2 win over the Chicago Blackhawks on Sunday. Forsberg stole the puck from Andrei Burakovsky behind the Chicago net, skated to the left side, and fired a high shot past Spencer Knight for his 32nd goal, giving the Predators their longest winning streak of the season at 4 games. Forsberg also set up Steven Stamkos' team-leading 34th goal that tied it at 2 at 9 minutes and 43 seconds of the third period, about 11 seconds after a high-sticking penalty to Connor Bedard expired. Stamkos notched his third goal in 2 games by redirecting Forsberg's pinpoint pass off the right post and in. Bedard scored his team-leading 29th goal, and Nick Lardis connected as the Blackhawks lost their second straight. Nashville is 5-1-1 in its last 7 and improved to 75 points and held on to the second Western Conference wildcard slot. The Predators were last place in the NHL on December 8th. Knight made 30 saves. Juice Saros blocked 26 shots in his return from an upper body injury. Lardis opened the scoring at 4 minutes and 34 seconds of the second period to cap a 2-on-1 break. His pass, intended for Frank Nazar, deflected in off the stick of Nashville defenseman Nicholas Haig. Forsberg tied it at 1 just under 2 minutes later, sweeping in Jonathan Marchessault's feed as he cut down the slot. Bedard scored with 6 minutes and 3 seconds left in the second to restore Chicago's lead at 2-1. Blackhawks defenseman Matt Grelchek left in the first period after a shoving match with Nashville's Eric Haula. Anton Frondell, the number 3 pick in the NHL 2025 draft, should join the Blackhawks on the road this week. Coach Jeff Blashill said before the game the arrival of forward Sasha Boisvert, one of Chicago's 3 first-round picks in 2024, remained undetermined as he awaits immigration clearance. The Predators host San Jose on Tuesday, while the Blackhawks visit the New York Islanders on Tuesday. Andrei Stojakovic scored 21 points, and the number 3 Illinois Fighting Illini beat 11th-seeded VCU Rams 76-55 on Saturday to advance to the Sweet 16 for the second time in 3 seasons under Brad Underwood. Tomislav Ivicic had 14 points and 11 rebounds, and Keaton Wagler chipped in with 14 points for the Fighting Illini, who improved to 26-8, and advanced to face South Region number 2 seed Houston, an 88-57 winner over Texas A&M. Illinois, which had a huge height advantage, held VCU to 35% shooting and out-rebounded the Rams 45-29. The Illini blocked 5 shots. Terrence Hill Jr. had 17 points for VCU, who finishes the season 28-8. Illinois bolted to a 20-8 lead after VCU's Nick Lewis sprained his ankle in the opening minute of the game and did not return. Illinois took control late in the first half, with Stojakovic scoring all the points during a 9-0 stretch to close the half. He finished with 16 points in the half, including a dunk to punctuate the run. The Illini pushed their lead to 17 early in the second half after a highlight reel high-flying transition dunk from Zvonimir Ivicic off a feed from Kylan Boswell. Hill had 34 points in VCU's win over North Carolina, so the focus of Illinois was to shut him down. Illinois is 3-2 all-time against Houston, but the Cougars won the most recent meeting 68-53 in the second round of the 2022 NCAA tournament. The Illinois State baseball program recorded a conference opening series sweep over Belmont with a 9-3 victory over the Bruins Sunday afternoon at Duffy Bass Field. With the win, the Redbirds improved to 17-7 and have tallied 9 consecutive victories. 5 Redbirds tallied 2 hits in the victory as Illinois State recorded double-digit hits for the 9th straight game with 12 on Sunday. Redshirt sophomore Braden Bakes tallied his 8th straight game with 2 or more hits and added his 4th home run of the series in the win. Junior Luke Stolga recorded a pair of hits, including a double and a triple, and has notched 2 hits in 5 of the last 6 games. Graduate Camden Karchewski tallied 2 doubles in the victory to push his career longest hitting streak to 11 games. Junior Ryan Bakes added 2 hits and a pair of RBIs to move his hitting streak to a career best 5 games. Bakes has recorded an RBI in all 3 contests in the series. Senior Nolan Berry tallied his 5th multi-hit performance of the season with 2 hits in the win. Redshirt freshman Luke Teschke earned his first victory of his career with a career-best 6 innings pitched. Teschke added 4 strikeouts and limited the Bruins to 2 hits and 1 run scored. Catcher Reese McGuire rejoined the Chicago White Sox on a $1.2 million one-year deal the team announced on Sunday. The 31-year-old McGuire was released by Milwaukee earlier in the day after signing a minor league deal with the Brewers in late January. McGuire spent the last season with the Chicago Cubs, where he hit .226 with 9 homers and 24 RBIs. He was with the White Sox during the 2022 season. A first-round pick by Pittsburgh in 2013, McGuire is a .248 career hitter with 25 homers over stints with Toronto, the White Sox, Boston, and the Cubs. He has thrown out 27.1% of attempted base stealers in his career. In scores from around the NCAA tournament from Sunday, 2-seed Purdue beat 7-seed Miami 79-69, while 2-seed Iowa State beat 7-seed Kentucky 82-63. 5th-seeded St. John's upset 4-seed Kansas 67-65, while 6th-seeded Tennessee upset 3-seed UVA 79-72. In a bracket buster, number 9th-seeded Iowa upset top-seeded Florida 73-72, while 1-seed Arizona beat 9th-seeded Utah State 78-66. 2-seed UConn beat 7th-seeded UCLA 73-57, while fourth-seeded Alabama beat fifth-seed Texas Tech 90-65. In NBA scores from Sunday night, the Denver Nuggets beat the Portland Trailblazers 128-112, while the Sacramento Kings took down the Brooklyn Nets 126-122. The New York Knicks beat the Washington Wizards 145-113, and the Boston Celtics fell to the Minnesota Timberwolves 102-92. The Phoenix Suns routed the Toronto Raptors 120-98. In scores from the NHL last night, the Winnipeg Jets beat the New York Rangers 3-2 in a shootout, while the Colorado Avalanche beat the Washington Capitals 3-2 in overtime. The Carolina Hurricanes routed the Pittsburgh Penguins 5-1, while the New York Islanders beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 1-0. The Las Vegas Golden Knights beat the Dallas Stars 3-2, while the Anaheim Ducks beat the Buffalo Sabres 6-5 in overtime. The Calgary Flames beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-3 in overtime, while the Utah Mammoth beat the LA Kings 4-3 in overtime. Get highlights of your local high school programs by finding IL SportsWire on your preferred social media platforms, and get local sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
The WHOW Morning Show is now video streamed live on the WHOW WEZC DeWittDailyNews.com Facebook page and on the new WHOW TV YouTube channel. Watch morning show host Seth Lawrence interview guests live, as well as watch archived video podcasts of any interview you missed. Whether on Facebook or YouTube, we're providing two more ways that Central Illinois' local news station, WHOW, delivers compelling content for you.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4 lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
WHOW is Central Illinois' Ag Station, and that includes providing farmers information on